everyone, welcome back. This is Engineer Hussein Mosapi. So in this video, we'll be looking at problems involving arithmetic progressions, which are the APs. So before we begin, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Alright, let's start. So the first question says, for the given sequence, we have the following terms. We have 25, 22, 19, and 16, then ellipses. This tells us that 25 is term 1, 22 is term 2, and 19 is term 3, then 16 is term 4. So we need first to find the formula for the n terms. So to find the formula for the n terms, we use the nth formula, where we say nth is equal to a plus open brackets n minus 1, then d. Then all we need to do is to collect data and determine the values of the following. Let's know the value of n. Now for the formula of the nth, we need to understand that the value of n will always be n, and that the first term depends with what you've been given in your sequence, which is in this case 25. And then the common difference d is found by saying term 2 minus term 1, which should be equivalent to one saying term 3 minus term 2. Now term 2 is 22 minus term 1, which is 25, should be the same as term 3, which is 19, minus term 2, which is 22. Now if you subtract 22 from 25, you have negative 3. In a similar manner, 19 from negative 22, you'll be having negative 3. This tells you to say that the common difference d is minus 3. So you'll have minus 3 in both ends. Now all we need to do now is plug and chug. So we have the nth being equivalent to the first term, which is 25, plus n minus 1, then the value of d is minus 3. Now the minus 3 falls out the parenthesis, and you have the nth being equal to 25, then negative 3 by n is minus 3n. Negative 3 by negative 1 is plus 3. So you have your nth being equal to 25 plus 3 minus 3n. So your nth is equal to 25 plus 3 will give us 28 minus 3n. And this is the formula for the nth. Now the next question is asking us to find the sum of the first 20 terms. Now to find the sum, we first have to recall the terms we had. We have 25, we have 22, we have 19, as well as 16, then ellipses. To find or solve for b, the sum of an AP is given that S sub n is equal to n over 2 open square brackets 2a plus open parenthesis n minus 1 close parenthesis d close square bracket. Now, we need to find the sum of the first 20 terms. This tells you to say that the value of n in this case is 20. But the value of a remains the same to be 25, and the value of d remains the same to be minus 3. So this tells you to say that you have s sub 20 being equal to 20 divided by 2, then 2 times 25, plus 20 minus 1, then times negative 3. So all you need to do is to simplify furthermore. And if we do that, we'll be having 2 into 20, which will give us 10, open square bracket, 2 times 25. This basically gives us 50, plus what is 20 minus 1? That's 19, times negative 3, like that. We end up having s sub 20 being equal to 10, then 50. Then what is negative 3 by 19? This will give you negative 57. So you have s sub 20 being equal to 10, then 50 minus 57 will give you negative 7. And if you now simplify furthermore, you end up having negative 70 as your sum of the first 20 terms. Let's look at a second question. Now, let's say we have a question that says for a sequence, or for the sequence rather, for the sequence, let's imagine we have the following numbers: 11, 13, 15, 17, ellipses, just like that. Let's take for instance that we are asked to find the 13th term. What are we supposed to do? Now, to find the 13th term, we always have to use the nth formula, which is equal to a plus n minus 1 d. We need to collect data and understand what we need. The value of n, since we're finding the 13th term, will be 13, and the value of a will be 11. The value of d has to be found by saying term 2 minus term 1 or term 3 minus term 2. We need to see to it that we have the same values. So this will be 13 minus 11 being equal to 15 minus 13. So the common difference is equal to, now when one says 13 minus 11 you get 2, or 15 minus 13 you also get 2, which just tells you to say that the common difference is 2. So you say that the 13th term is equal to the first term 11 plus the value of n, which is 13, minus 1, and the common difference, which is practically 2. So the 13th is equal to 11 plus, what is 13 minus 1? That will give you 12 times 2. 2 multiplying 12, you have the 13th term being equal to 11 plus 24. All we need to do next is literally just add the two values and we'll get 35 as the 13th term. Now at times, you might come across questions that will be in this manner. Say you've been asked to say that if I give you the arithmetic mean, let's say if the arithmetic mean is given, let's say the arithmetic mean of two terms, it's a 5 and a is 11. What is the value of a? Now, to find the arithmetic mean, all we have to do is add two terms and then divide by 2. So the mean x bar is always equal to term 1 plus term 2 divided by 2. So in our case, we can collect data. The first term is 5, term 1 is 5, term 2 is a. But mean has been given to be 11. So you can say 11 is equal to 5 plus a over 2. We can also introduce 1 and then do a cross multiplication, where we say 1 multiplying 5 plus a being equal to 2 multiplying 11. So we know 1 is an abstract figure, so it multiplying anything will basically not change anything. But 2 multiplying 11 will give you 22. That's why if I need to find the value of a, there's a choice that I have to make. We have to make a the separate formula, making 5 go the other side, or rather the additive inverse being found, and you have a being equal to 22 minus 5, which will in turn give you 17, as it is. Just like that, you will have your value. Okay, so let's look at another question. Now, say that the first 3 terms in an AP, which simply means arithmetic progression, are 5, 7, and 9. Let's say you've been asked to find the following. Now, you can always pause the video and attempt to do these questions on your own. Let's say you need to find the common difference. And then let's say you also need to find the sum of the first 12 terms. Alright, if you have attempted to solve these questions, let's try and prove together if I do what you've done is right. So we have the terms 5, 7, and 9. And obviously this keeps on going. So to find the common difference, D, we need to say term 2 minus term 1 being equal to term 3 minus term 2. So D is equal to term 2, which is 7 minus 5, being equal to 9 minus 7. So D is equal to 2, being equal to 2. Therefore, we can say that the common difference D is basically just 2. Now, to find the sum of the first 12 terms, what we need to do is to use the formula. We say that S sub n is equal to n over 2 2a plus n minus 1, then d. Alright, so now other than that, we need just to collect some data. What is the value of n? We're looking for the sum of the first 12 terms. So the value of n is 12. What is the value of a? The value of a is basically 5. The common difference, we have found it to be 2. Then now we have to do is to substitute. This implies that we have s sub 12 being equal to 12 divided by 2, then 2 times 5 plus 12 minus 1, then times 2. So s sub 12 is equal to 2 into 12, that is 6. Then you have 2 multiplying 5, that will give you 10 plus 11 times 2. So s sub 12 is equal to 6 times 10, times 10 plus 22, because 2 multiplies 11. Now, we need to understand that s sub 12 will now be equal to 6. Now, what is 10 plus 22? This will give us 32. Therefore, we can say that the sum of the first 12 terms will be the value of 6 multiplying 32, which is 192, as our sum of the first 12 terms. Now, questions may come in different forms. There are times whereby some questions will be a bit tedious to be solved. For instance, if at all we have, let's give you an AP type of mean question. This should be question 5. So let's say we have a question that says is given that we have 2 plus b plus 4 plus ellipsis, then these are regarded to be consecutive terms. Now, if these are consecutive terms of an AP, which is an arithmetic progression, let's say we need to find the arithmetic mean. So now, what are we supposed to do to find this arithmetic mean? So the arithmetic mean can be given by different symbols of what mean is. It could be x bar, or it could just be m. Either way, we will be looking at the same thing. So to find the mean, all we need to understand is that we only have to find the values. Now, you need to first add the terms we have. We have 2 and 4. Then divide these terms by 2. So the mean is equivalent to 6 divided by 2. Therefore, our mean is just 3. So this is given as a sum of consecutive terms. So we just have to pick out some terms that we have there, then divide by 2, and we'll have our arithmetic mean. Alright, so since we are able to find the nth and the following things, like the nth of a particular term, I think it's also best to look at maybe a type of arithmetic progression which will have some negatives, because most people, whenever they see negatives, it's quite of a handful. Let's look at the last example. Let's say we have a random sequence. Let's say for the sequence, let's say we have minus 10, minus 7, minus 4, then minus 1, and ellipsis. Let's say we need to find the following. Let's say we need to find, let's say the nth term. Or let me just call it the general term rather. Find the general term. So we need to collect some data. We know the general term is going to be found by the nth being equal to a plus n minus 1, then d. If we collect some data, we need to understand that the value of a is negative 10. And the value of n for the general term is n. Then d will be term 2 minus term 1 being equal to term 3 minus term 2. So d is equal to term 2, which is negative 7, minus term 1, which is negative 10. So I'm introducing parentheses in order to not make mistakes with the signs. So the common difference will be that, then plus, because this time that makes it a positive 10. Same thing on the other side, you get a plus 7. So the common difference will basically just be 3. So that's what we'll be having. That's a common difference. Now I can bring back to my general term and say I have minus 10 plus n minus 1, then I'll have 3. 3 multiplies each and every term in the parentheses in order for it to be forward out. So 3 times n is 3n, 3 by negative is minus 3. So you have your nth being equal to minus 10 minus 3 plus 3n. So the nth is equal to minus 13 plus 3n. Now it's a bit unprofessional to always leave your negative outside, so let's push it inside. Therefore, we expect the general term to be in the form of 3n minus 13. So that's our general term. Now, for the same sequence, now let's imagine we were asked to find b is, let's say, the 17th term. Now, how are we going to find the 17th term? Remember, we have negative 10, negative 7, negative 4, and negative 1. Now, this keeps on going just like that. We know that the value of a is negative 10, and the value of n in this case will be 17. And then the value of d has been found to be 3. So all we need to do is to use the nth formula and say a plus n minus 1, minus 1, then d. So we have 17th being equal to negative 10 plus 17 minus 1, then 3. So 17 is equal to negative 10 plus, what is 17 minus 1? That is 16 times 3. 3 multiplies 16. So the 17th term is equal to negative 10 plus 16 times 3 is 48. And then if we just forward this out cleanly, we have the 17th term being equal to 38. Like that. So that would be basically our answer. Okay, so imagine as well that maybe we were asked to also find the sum of, let's pick maybe the sum of the first 20 terms. Yeah, let's use the first 20 terms. Find the sum of the first 20 terms. So basically now we know that n is equal to what? 20. D is 3. A is equal to negative 10 from the sequence that we're using. So it's going to be S sub n is equal to n over 2, then 2a plus n minus 1, then d. So S sub 20 is equal to n, which is 20 divided by 2. Then you have 2 times negative 10 plus 20 minus 1, then times 3. So S sub 20 is equal to 10. Then you have, this will be negative 20 if 2 multiplies negative 10, like that. And then we have plus 19 times 3. So S sub 20 is equal to 10. Then you have negative 20. Then 3 multiplies 19. And this will give you plus 57. So S sub 20 is equal to 10. Open square bracket. You have minus 2. We can solve this. Minus 20 plus 57. This would be 37. And then the sum of the first 20 terms will basically just be 370, like that. Alright, so this concludes the end of our program review of arithmetic progressions, or sequences rather. If you have any queries, you can reach me out on WhatsApp. The line is 077 149 5252. Remember, slow progress is better than no progress. And let's strategize before becoming a statistic. Just trying to push for that A+.